Okay, to begin a messy bun, you're gonna start with a ponytail. So pull our hair back into a tight ponytail and comb it out. When you get it the way you like it, add a rubber band. On the last twist of the rubber band, just pull it halfway through. So now you have some hairs hanging out at the bottom. Take those, twist them up, kind of spread them out so they cover the whole ponytail. And then separate the pony into clumps. Grab another rubber band, kind of form a bun shape with all of it. Add a secondary rubber band on the top. And then at this point, just kind of loosen a few spots here and there. Separate your ends if you want to. By ratting them a little. And if you have problem spots that you don't like, for instance, if you didn't like this, you can always just take a little bobby pin and stick it in there until you like the way it's laying. And then add hairspray. Okay, this is going to be a step-by-step tutorial on a French braid. And with her hair, I've already divided it into half. I've done a zigzag part and separated it and put this in a ponytail so it'll stay out of the way, because I'm going to do 2 French braids on her. So you just start, I always start by wetting the hair down. It stays in a little better, I think, and combs easier. You start up near the front and just section off a small piece. There's not an exact science to this, just section off a piece. And you divide that piece into 3. So you have 3 small sections now. And if you call these sections A, B, and C, B always being the middle piece, A always being the one on the left, and C always being the one on the right. So you take A and you cross it over so they've crossed each other now. So now this is A, this is B, and this is C. Then you cross the middle piece again. So, and then you're going to pick up a little bit of hair and add it to the piece on the left, which is piece A, and then you're going to trade A and B places again. Okay, then you're going to pick up a little hair on the right and add it to piece C, and then you're going to switch B and C places. So the middle piece is always rotating. You're adding to the left and the right. Now we're going to add to the left again a piece A, and then just switch it with piece B. And now we're going to add to piece C and switch it with the middle. The trickiest thing about a French braid is just learning how to hold the hair in your fingers. And that does require a little bit of practice. If you're having a hard time with your daughter's hair, try getting a ball of yarn and cutting about 20 strings of yarn and then sectioning them and just practicing with the yarn until you have it, till you can figure out how to do it. It's just really, it just requires true practice, just learning how to hold it with your fingers. So again, this is piece A. We've just added a hair. We're going to switch it with piece B, which is the middle one. Now we're going to grab some hair, add it to piece C, switch it with piece B. And you continue to do this all the way down until you run out of hair. If you start getting bumps like this, you can grab your comb and flatten them out. I've gotten pretty good at just doing it with my fingers. And you just keep going till you have a French braid. Switch it with piece B, pick up hair, add to C, switch it with piece B, pick up hair, keep picking it up. You can see the braid starting to form. And then when you get down to the bottom, it just becomes a regular braid. At this point your tails might be kind of frizzy, so comb them out. This is just a regular braid. And then you just secure it with a rubber band here, or you can flip it up and secure it with your rubber band here. It's just kind of a fun way to end a braid. You have a little bit of tail. Fluff the ends. And add a little hairspray. And repeat on the other side. Okay, today I'm going to demo the fall through French braid. This is a little bit different French braid, and you'll see as I go along why. But I've already straightened her hair so that it's nice and flat. I like the way that this French braid looks better in straight hair, so I straighten my girls. But if you don't want to do that, you can do it on curly as well. So I start at the top, just gather enough hair to do 3 strands, just like a typical French braid, and divide into 3 sections. This is all exactly the same so far. Then you're going to cross the strands. And now when you go to pick up top at the hair at the top, just pick it up like normal and add it into that piece and switch it. Here's the only difference. When you get to the bottom, rather than adding hair into this bottom piece, you're going to have her hold it. And you're going to pick up hair and create a separate strand and then add that strand in. So instead of adding it, you create a new one. So come back up to the top and add hair in like normal, switch places, and then again have her hold the bottom strand, pick up hair, and create a new strand. And you just keep doing that. Add hair in at the top, have her hold the bottom, pick up new hair, and you'll see what happens in just a minute. Add in new hair at the top, have her hold the bottom piece out of the way, pick up new hair and add it in, pick up hair at the top, add it in, have her hold the bottom piece. When you get far enough back on the head, then I just quit and just create a normal braid at the end to rubber band off. So on hers, I'm just going to braid it down just a little bit and then add a rubber band at the bottom. And then have her let these hairs down and brush them out. And what you can see is that it creates kind of a fall through appearance from those hairs that you released. And you can see it just looks just a little bit different than a regular French braid, but I think it's really cute. And people really comment on it because it is different. And then just add a little hairspray. And you're ready to go. One thing to keep in mind with this is because these hairs aren't really super secure, you can see they're fairly loose. Just keep that in mind. If she's going to have a day where she's running around a ton, that might not be the perfect hairdo for that day. Okay, this hairdo is sort of like a French braid. We're going to start on the left side of her head, which is the side with the least amount of hair. I've parted her hair on the left. You can part it on the right and reverse the process if you need to. And I've wet her hair down, just slightly wet. I just think it holds the hair in tighter and better throughout the day if it starts out a little bit damp. So if you just take a comb and kind of straighten out any bumps or lumps, this kind of ensures that things will go in straighter too. Okay, so you start by just getting a little section of hair, There's no rhyme or reason to how much or anything tricky. Divide it into 3 sections as though you're going to start a French braid. Cross those 2, and then cross that. So you're just starting a French braid. The only tricky thing about this braid is I only pick up from the bottom, which makes the braid stick out just a little more than normal, and I like that. So I'm going, since I have a bottom piece I'm working with, I'm going to pick up some hair and twist it in. Okay, now normally in a French braid you would come up here to the top and pick up hair and add it into this top piece. I'm not going to do that. So I just bring that back into the braid. And again, now I'm at the bottom, so I'm going to pick up hair and add it in. Again, I'm not going to pick up anything on the top, just switch those 2 pieces. And continue doing that as you work your way around the head. On this braid, I kind of like to follow the curve, the back curve of their head. So I try to stay, you know, not up too high like it's a crown. I try to follow the bottom, kind of the baseline of their head. So just keep braiding. And you'll see as we go along that what happens is because the top part isn't being secured down by hair, it ends up popping out just a little bit and kind of shows up more than a normal braid, which I like. But if you don't like it, add the hair in. Turn your head this way a little. You can see why, like right here, I've almost got little bumps going on. That's just because I didn't comb the hair down tight enough to begin with, so you want to kind of watch for that as you're going along. Turn. And I just go all the way around her head until I start running out of hair. And then I pull that last section, kind of a big one. Pull it. When you get to about the ear, you kind of pull down. And I take an elastic. Do I have a big one? And secure it. Behind your ear. Oh, it's tight. Sorry. There we go. Into just a side ponytail right by her ear. And then you can fluff this any way you want or add a ribbon right here or a flower. And then I just secure with some hairspray. And you have the wraparound French braid. So here's a flower. For this hairdo, we're going to do twists into a side ponytail. And you can see her hair isn't very long, so it doesn't have to be super long hair to do this one. Hers is just barely below her shoulders. And I parted the hair on her left, which is where her natural part line falls, but you can part it on either side. And I've wet it down, and I just take a comb and comb so it's smooth, and there's not any bumps or odd placed hairs. And then I start on the side that has the least amount of hair. Just pick up a little section. And we're just doing twists, so you just need to divide it into 2 pieces. And then you're just going to twist them. You just take one over the other. And then pick up hair on the bottom. And add it in and twist. Pick up some more hair and twist Just keep twisting and adding hair. Just make sure that you get those pieces smooth as they're laying down. Keep twisting. This is why it was important that you had the hair smooth before, because then it just lays smooth here. If there was a bump, then you'd get a little bubble in the hair. Just keep twisting. Picking up hair. Can we turn your head though? Okay, now I'm going to do a side little bun on the right side of her head. So I'm going to keep twisting, turn just a little more, until this one's actually a little farther than center on the back of her head. Do one more. And then I'm going to have her reach back and hold. Cami, can you reach back and hold this? Other hand, honey. Hold it down just a little lower. There you go. Okay, and while she's holding that, I'm going to start on this side. Do you want to switch sides? Okay, so again, tip your head back just a little for me. There. Start with a small section and divide it in half. Twist, and just begin picking up the hair and twisting it in. And of course this side won't take as long because you don't have nearly as much hair since you went off center. Keep twisting. Till you've picked up all of the hair. And then when your twists are done, thank you, got it. Then I just bring the ends together kind of over on the right side of her head. You can see it's right behind her ear. Take an elastic and tuck that bubble in. Secure the hair like a ponytail. But on the last one, I'm just going to not bring it quite through all the way, because I'm just going to do a little fluff at the end. And then just to secure that, I'm going to take a smaller rubber band and just kind of go over that again, just to have a little extra security on that. And her hair is short enough, she'll have a few pieces that pop out over the day, but don't really care. You can tuck them in if you're worried about them. And then you can wrap the ends if you want to add a little fluff. And then just add some hairspray and you're done. Okay, I've had a lot of people write in and ask how to do flat iron curls. So this morning I'm going to show this. This is my daughter's hair. She showered last night before bed and it's just air dried and she has just a little bit of wave to it. But I don't particularly love the way it looks, so I usually either straighten it or flat iron curl it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You just take a section of hair. This is a 1-inch flat iron. And you put it up here and you twist the flat iron around the hair, and as you twist, pull down, and you'll see that it gives a nice little curl to the hair. You can do a little bit smaller sections if you want. So again, apply it to the hair, twist, and then pull downward, and as you pull, it will curl the hair. And it gives that nice, soft, fun wave. So like on her hair, I will just come around it and quickly flat iron her hair, just the top layer. And that's all I have to really do, and it gives it a nice little wave with a curl attached to it. But I don't even bother with the under layers. Make sure your flat iron is really hot. That's important too. You can see mine's smoking on her hair. And get that curl. Come to the front. Give her a nice wave. The more you turn it, the tighter you twist it, and the more times, the tighter the curl will be. So I like mine just sort of loose. And then I just kind of brush my fingers back through a few spots here and there. And on this side of the head, I'll reverse the way I turn the curl so it comes away from her face again. And if you get one like that just doesn't quite curl tight enough, just repeat, twist it a little tighter, and it will come out curlier the second time. Sometimes I get some that come out way too tight, and then you can do the same thing, only just don't turn it quite as much. Like that one wasn't very good again either. And then it will just be prettier the second time around. Let's get this spot up here. Last one. Oh. Run my fingers through it. You can see that that's just a lot prettier wave and curl to it. It actually looks like it was, designed to be slightly curly instead of just kind of looking like she just woke up. And if I find little spots, like if it was sitting like this, I'll just go in and pull a little section out and just curl that one little piece. Just so I make sure that there's a little bit of curl even everywhere. And you're done.